Vanderbilt. All right, so 7-6 straight up last year, 9-4 against the spread, 3-4 in one possession games. I mean, let's remember Georgia State hit like a 40-yard touchdown pass. Vandy had a 32-29 lead, and with like 12 to 15 seconds left, Georgia State hit like a 40-yard touchdown pass to beat them 36-32. The next week, Vandy had like a 51-yard field goal late in regulation I mean, it wasn't a walk-off like to win it, but could have won the game. They go to overtime. Vandy gets a touchdown in the first possession of overtime, but Missouri answers. Then Missouri gets the ball in double OT and makes a field goal. Vandy, they actually got a first down. Got down. I don't know if it was a first and goal, but they got a first down, and then they had a penalty on an offensive interference. But they settled for a short field goal. It was like 30-something yards, and they missed it to force triple OT. And then they only lost to Texas by 3. They only lost by 7 at LSU and covered. So anyhow, they were actually minus 755 in net yards, but they were plus 9 in turnover margin. They outscored their opponents 355 to 304. All right, Phil Steele's national unit rankings have them 17th at quarterback, number 61 wide receiver, number 19 linebacker, number 58 D-line, number 4 special teams. Let's see. So Cedric Alexander is now he's going to be a true junior, but he started as a freshman from day one. I will be interested to see how much muscle he's put on, because I noticed the Virginia Tech game, the opener last year, that he was, I mean, visibly much more thick. And he had 586 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, only 3.6 yards per carry average. Eli Stowers, first team All-American in most publications, 49 catches, 638 yards, 5 touchdowns last year. Okay, so per the 247 Sports Composite, their recruiting class was number 51 overall, number 36 in terms of transfer specific guys, 33 total commits. That is 13 incoming freshmen and 20 transfers. Of those, 4 guys are 4 stars. 2 of them are transfers. 2 of them are incoming freshmen. 12 of the 20 transfers are power 4 guys. Okay, FanDuel, in terms of Vandy's odds, that we only bring up because Diego is talking about winning a natty. So we gotta get our odds for Diego. Okay, I'm already to Kentucky, so they're probably I don't need to go further than Kentucky. Their odds will be shorter. All right, here they go. 1,000 to 1. Just throwing it out there. All right, so let's see if any of the player specials are for Diego. No. Okay, win total for Vandy. So last check, 5.5. Oh no, okay. FanDuel is still sticking with 4.5, but heavily juiced to the over, minus 188. The under is plus 52. Now, I don't like making bets at minus 188 prices, but I will endorse one. I just wouldn't risk a lot, but as long as Pavia doesn't get hurt, over 4.5 is, and he could even maybe miss 2 games and they would still go over this. And by the way, if you win, you don't have to pay the juice. But I prefer it over 5.5 at like plus 140. I've seen it at various prices. As for winning the SEC championship game, I would think that is not 1,000, but almost. Let's see. Vandy is 300 to 1 to win the SEC championship game. All right. In terms of those transfers, let me point out a couple of specific guys. Okay, one of the 4 stars is Parker White, who I'm trying to get to his. Where is he at? Oh no, I'm sorry, not Parker White. Jordan White. Okay, he started his career at West Virginia. He transferred to Liberty, and he started 25 games at Liberty the last 2 years, and he was first team conference USA in both years. And Phil Steele's magazine has him as the second best available center in the 2026 NFL draft. So that was a big get for them. The other 4-star is an ex-Alabama kid, Keanu Coate, who hadn't done a whole lot at Bama. In fact, only 10 games and 9 tackles in the last 2 years, and he's not even listed as a starter. But now Vandy's got 8 starters coming back from a defense that gave up only 23.4 points per game. And I know that's not like a top 20 number nationally, but for Vandy, that's fantastic. They usually give up like 35 to 38 a game. Okay, other transfers that I was going to mention because he's got a prior relationship with Diego, and that's wide receiver Trent Hudson. He did not play at Mississippi State last year. I'm guessing because of injuries, but at New Mexico State in 2023, 571 receiving yards and 8 touchdown catches from Pavia. And then there's another guy that I have heard Pavia talk about on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast that he really likes. And so I looked him up, and this guy is like a former track star. I'm looking for his name on my. Oh, yeah, here we go. Trey Richardson, 983 receiving yards last year at Division II Washburn. But Pavia speaks very glowingly of this kid. They also added O-line size. They got a Texas Tech transfer, Sterling Porsche. They also got a receiver that was a 4-star out of high school at Virginia Tech, Chance Fitzgerald, that's a wide receiver to help Pavia. They got an Oklahoma State offensive tackle in Isaiah Glass, who started 8 games for the Pokes last year. And before that, he was at Arizona State for 2 years and started 15 games. And they've also got a transfer offensive tackle in Bryce Henderson, who's 6'8", 327, and he was at South Dakota FCS last year. But all those Dakota schools in FCS are pretty good programs, and he has got 34 career starts for them the last 3 years, and he was second team all conference last year. And there is also a transfer from Minnesota. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He was already there last year. So, all right, I think that's it for my diatribe. Other than to just mention, like, they've got their 3 leading tacklers back, and they're all preseason, all SEC, and Steele's mag. Randon Fontenot, he had the pick 6 against Bama last year. He had 8 passes broken up. He had 8 TFLs and 3.5 sacks last year. And Brian Longwell had a team high 89 tackles last year, 7.5 TFLs and an interception. And Langston Patterson and Longwell are both linebackers that are going to play in the NFL, and so is Fontenette at safety. And Martell Height, also a DB or a corner that is really good. I know he was as a kick returner. He is in Phil Steele's a preseason all SEC. He had 2 interceptions last year. All right, I'm done. Thoughts?
You have to feel better about Vandy this year than you did a year ago, even with you and I being high on Senor Pavia just on previous experiences. But they've got a lot of pieces. I just don't know. You're bringing in a lot of transfers on the offensive line. You mentioned the running back. Who other than Eli is going to be able to create matchup problems on the perimeter? I mean, I think those are some questions, and I think the biggest issue truly for Vanderbilt is there's not a single game that people are going to fall to the Vandy trap of looking past them this year compared to last.
Right. Yep, that's true. Now, they do have their second best receiver back from last year, and that's not counting Stowers as a receiver because he's tied in. They lost Quincy Skinner, the best receiver, but their second best receiver, Junior Sherrill, is back, 29 catches, 411 yards, and 3 touchdowns last
The
year.
depth chart I'm looking at, Brian, and what may be one of the more underreported stories is your boy Martell Height is starting at corner and listed as Junior Sherrill's backup at the X wide receiver on the depth chart I'm looking at.
Okay, well, that speaks to his athleticism because he's a kick return guru. In fact, he returned the it was Junior Sherrill, the receiver I was just speaking of, that returned the opening kick for a touchdown against Tennessee. But Martell Height averaged 14, so it was punt returner that he was preseason All SEC, and he averaged 14.7 yards per punt return, and he had a 57-yard touchdown return on a punt. So he's going to play receiver. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I do too. I like finding ways to. I mean, it's one thing if you've got Alabama's talent and it's 5 stars in your 3 deep. But look, if Clark Lea's finding out ways to, hey, this guy's hard to handle with the ball in his hands, and maybe you only get him 5 or 8 snaps on offense, but if we're going to call this the Travis Hunterization of modern day football, with a Boo Carter, with a Martell Height, with some of these guys finding out, I mean, look, they've been playing football all their lives. There's no way they were just defensive specialists before they got to college, you know? I mean, those kids were special. So I'm all for figuring out ways to get your athletes to football.
Yeah, no doubt. I was probably mention A.J. Newberry, too. He was their backup running back. I mean, he didn't have a lot of stats, but, I mean, he's got some experience. Only 41 carries last year, but 185 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4.5 yards per carry average, and 7 catches, 134 yards, and 2 more touchdowns. So, 2 backs that, have plenty – or Alexander's got a ton of experience. Yeah, I mean, Stowers is going to be a first-round pick.
I think he may. I think he's got to be the odds-on favorite to win the Mackey Award.
Yeah. I mean, well, he's first-team All-American preseason in all these publications. I don't think I've seen one where he was second team. Yeah. So, anything else before we get into the schedule?
No, I'm locked and loaded.
All right, well, before we get into the schedule, let's talk about our good friends at ROKFORM, the world's strongest magnetic phone case that Greeson's – by the way, I need to talk to Blake about getting one of these phone cases. Greeson's children ran away with his world's strongest magnetic phone case. Extreme protection, super strong magnets, rock lock secure, mounting the most durable and multifunctional phone case accessories at ROKFORM. Quality is paramount, so you can expect the same military grade standards with their case accessories as you do the actual cases. SEC 25 for 25% off. All right.
Hey, here's what all the ROKFORM boxes at my house look like.
Empty. There you go.
This is the magnetic charger, universal magnetic charger. That's now locked in my daughter's room. Right. And I got one of the magnetic phone stands for your car. And I get in the car with my son earlier this week, and he's already mounted it in his vehicle. So, I hope we peddle a lot of stuff because I got like a waiting list of items I want to get from that place.
So I've just written a note in my notebook. Call Blake, 3 exclamation points, because I'm ready. See, my phone, my little thing is coming apart. So it's
I,
time for a new one.
your phone's taking in too many Budweisers.
It has. It has. It has. I'm not talking to you, Siri. All right. So we're both going to give them a dub in the opener against Charleston Southern, for which I don't believe there's a line yet. But you know what? Maybe I should scroll down FanDuel's week 1 games. The games against FCS normally don't come out till like sometimes not till Thursday or Friday the week of. But I see San Diego State and Stony Brook has a line. So let me see. Maybe when we got a Gator, I doubt the Gators would be on the board.
No, the Gators are not on the board. Vanderbilt's not on the board. The first Vanderbilt game on FanDuel is them catching 22 and a half at Bama.
Okay. So we'll give them a W against Charleston Southern. All right, I'm going to give them a W at Virginia Tech as well.
I
don't think they'll be favored. I think they'll be like, oh God, I hope they're more than a 7-point underdog. I doubt they will be though.
I doubt they will be too. I think that's going to be your traditional 2.5, 3.5.
Oh,
home edge, maybe 4.
Let's see who Vatek's got week 1. Vatek. They've got. Oh, they got South Carolina in Atlanta. Oh, and on Sunday, they're on a short week against the Commodores. Definitely Vandy dub for me.
All right, I'm leaning Vandy dub because of the
short week.
Yeah, the short week, the scheduling difficulties. It's a short week with Labor Day mixed in.
Yeah, and is that? And let me see if that's a night game. That'd be even better if it's a night game as well on that Sunday. Let's.
Well, it's got to be. That's a made-for-TV slot.
No, Miami Notre Dame is the night game,
okay.
And they're 3:00 Eastern. Yeah, because there's 2 games that day. It would be a little better at night, but I still like the little short week for them.
We'll definitely play Vanderbilt and the points, and I'm leaning. Yeah, I'll give them a W in Blacksburg, but I think this is a huge revenge spot for Virginia Tech.
It is. But I think Vanderbilt just is. I'm not saying they're more talented, but I think they got a better team. All right, I got them losing at South Carolina, but I forget what the reasoning for Diego on his busting with the boys, but for some reason he was asked what game he's looking forward to the most, and he had some reasoning where he was looking forward to at South Carolina the most. I forget what it was, but I'm going to give them a loss. But if they give me double digits, if I can get 10, I don't know that it will be, but if I can get 10, I'll probably be betting Vandy.
This is a no play for me unless I can get South Carolina under a touchdown, which I don't see how you're going to. Coming off Virginia Tech, coming back-to-back road spots.
Right.
South Carolina's a tough place to play.
Yep.
So give me South Carolina here.
And South Carolina plays South Carolina State, an FCS opponent, the week before, so they'll probably be less physically taxed than Vandy. All right, so we got them 2-1. Are we giving them both W's in the revenge game against Georgia State and Utah State?
The Panthers.
So 4-1 going into another revenge game. That would be Alabama. I have written down it was 22.5 at FanDuel. Is that still the case? I will scroll down.
Did you just gloss right over Utah State?
Yeah, I glossed. I said 2 non-conference. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
That's a solid 4-1, 5 weeks in, potentially getting votes depending on how good or bad the loss of South Carolina was.
Correct. Okay, so October 4th. Okay, it's still 22.5. Alabama favored. Totals 51.5. Vandy is 10-1 or plus 1,000, 10-1 odds on the money line, which I'm guessing they were about No, I want to say they're like 14-1 money line last year.
Probably around kickoff, you're probably right about 14 or more to 1 because Vanderbilt was number 1 in the country at that point.
Alabama coming off.
Alabama, that's what I meant to say. Alabama, yes.
Yeah. Yep. So we got Bama winning that, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Right. 4-2 with an open date, 2 weeks to prepare for LSU, and LSU the week prior has South Carolina at home. Now, this is a kind of spot where if they're 4-2, this is the kind of spot where he could maybe elevate into the Heisman picture, find a way to pull an upset here and have a monster game. That's where you are really putting yourself maybe in that when we talk about the 150-1. Like, because I said they got to get to 8. If you're going to get to 8, you got to steal one somewhere. So I'm thinking at Tennessee or LSU at home and Heisman type moments like he had against Bama last year. If that 150-1 is going to have if it's going to even have potential life going into November.
And there, let's be honest. Not only is the 8 threshold for Diego's Heisman long shot conversation, you can have a Heisman moment in Austin, even in a loss. Because if you lift Vandy to a 42-38 nail biter, even if it's a setback, that's not going to hurt Diego.
No. So I don't think that I don't have them beating LSU.
I don't either.
So that it's 4-3. Now, we don't know about Pabula, so I reserve the right to change my mind because I still think they go over the win total. But I'm going to give them a win against Missouri at home the following week. Let's see who Missouri plays the week before. Missouri is in a back-to-back road spot there because they play. Well, first off, they play Alabama at home October 11th, and then they're at Auburn October 18th. Big revenge game for Greason's Tigers after the Brady Cook fiasco last year. So they are at Auburn, Missouri's at Auburn, and then at Vandy. So that makes me like Vandy even more. So I'm giving them a W there to go to 5-3. What say you on Mizzou at Vandy October 25th?
What say me first is give me the under in this game because this is 2 teams that just went through a gauntlet of a bunch of physicality.
Yes.
If Missouri's going Alabama and Auburn and then going to Nashville, and even with the extra week, Vandy's now going to Tuscaloosa, LSU at home, and then Missouri at home. I still think Missouri's the better football team, so I'm giving Missouri the road win here.
Okay, so you got Vandy 4-4. I've got them 5-3. We're going to both give them a loss at Texas, so that makes them 4-5 for you, 5-4 for me. And before we talk about Auburn at Vandy, let me share a few stats with our audience. So, Pavia. Now, let me make clear that Jay has nothing to do with the Liberty New Mexico State game in 2022. Let's just clarify that. But so the Pavia freeze thing is only 66.7% related to Jay Greeson. So Pavia's 3-0, 3 wins by double digits. Pavia's teams have beaten the closing lines by 124 combined points. In 2022, Pavia's New Mexico State team won 49-14 at Liberty as a 24.5-point underdog. In 23, New Mexico State won 31-10 at Auburn as a 26-point road underdog. And last year, Vandy won 17-7 at Auburn as a 7.5-point underdog. So Pavia's teams have beaten Freeze's teams by a combined score of 97-31. In the first one, Liberty, New Mexico State, Pavia was 16 of 21, 214 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He also had 125 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns on 20 attempts. And then at Jordan here in 2023, he was 19 of 28 for 201 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. 35 rushing yards on 8 carries, excuse me. And then last year, he didn't have very good stats except for the 2 touchdown passes without an interception. So it combined against Freezy's 8 touchdown passes, no interceptions, 3 rushing touchdowns. And he is Hugh Freeze's daddy.
And I'm 100% picking Auburn.
I figured. So that makes you so you don't like Vandy's win total over unless you're laying the heavy juice at FanDuel, which you can minus 188. Because then, all right, I've got them beating Auburn. So I have them now. Hold on. So wait. So you're now 4-6. So I'm
you're
now
6-4.
correct. Yes. Okay. Then they have 2 weeks to prepare for Kentucky. Kentucky, I believe, plays an FCS foe.
It doesn't matter. Come on now.
Yeah.
Don't talk yourself into trying to. But here's the play for you, Brian, is you can get Vandy 6 or more on FanDuel at plus 130.
Oh, wait. I haven't seen these alternate win totals. Where are these?
Yes.
Is that the team specials?
Yes. No, you go to win totals and then you don't click on the team. You win totals on the tab on FanDuel. The first one's down there. You can go 6+ regular season wins.
Oh, okay. I got you. I'm with you now. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So and what odds did you say? I'm scrolling down looking for it.
It's plus 130, maybe 135.
Plus 135. You are correct. And see, I think they're going to get to 7. So let's go to the 7 tab. All right. Oh, wait, what happened there? I got to show more. Okay. All right. Where are you at, Vandy? Okay, there's Arkansas. So they're probably okay. Plus 320 for 7 or more. I do endorse that because I got them beating Kentucky to get to 7. You got them beating Kentucky?
Yes.
So what's that? 5 and 6 for you?
Yes.
Okay, now at Tennessee. So if I'm right, I'm not saying I'm gonna be right, but if I'm right and I'm at 7, and his stats are fantastic, and he had a breakthrough moment, whether it was the Auburn game, whatever. Look, I don't think he's going to be in the Heisman convo, but now he has to go win at Tennessee and have a monster game to get to 8 wins, and maybe he's in the conversation, but probably not. I got losing to Tennessee, but if Joey Aguilar is absolute garbage and they're healthy, I think it'll be a close game.
Oh, I think there's a real chance it'll be a close game too.
Regardless, yeah.
But I just don't see him winning in Knoxville. And
right.
But I've got him 5 and 7 after a season-ending loss.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I've got him 7 and 5. Yep. All righty.